Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret. But let me hit straight away with this. This was a direct quote from Ruben Amorim after the game yesterday, which I completely missed, and I'm sorry I didn't bring this in the morning show, but I actually thought it'd be very good for a Sunday evening show. This is from the manager. How do you interpret this? It says out of ideas on the thumbnail. Well, effectively, this is not speculative, it's not anti the manager, it's not pro the manager, it's just what he said, and you interpret it how you want. Ruben Amorim said, "I don't know what I need to do to bring more consistency. If I knew, I would change it. We have to continue to think in the next game. Everything we do in the week, we have to use it in the game." That is a manager basically saying, I don't know what to do to solve that issue we all saw yesterday, where it takes a goal to spark us into life. And yet before that goal, we can't pass, we're not energetic, we're not intense, we're not marking people, we're not clearing the ball properly. Yet in training, we've had a good week in training, but we can't take it onto the pitch. It's not exclusive to Amorim. This is something that happened with Ollie, with Jose Mourinho, with Erik ten Hag, with Ralf Rangnick, with Louis van Gaal. It's been going on for ages. And the manager of Man United is currently saying, I don't know what I need to do to bring more consistency, and if I knew, I would change it. I think he does know, by the way, and I'll tell you what the solution is. I don't think this is a manager saying, I have no solution, because if it's a manager saying, have no solution, then what's the point in having the manager? I think he has a solution, but I think he's saying right here, right now, I don't know what I can do to make this set of players consistent. And I think that's the clue. I think he's basically saying, I don't know what I can do with this set of players to bring more consistency. Effectively, these are not my set of players. I came in November. These are not my players. I was given these players. I've moved a couple out on loan. I'd like to move a lot more out. I've had one player in. I'd like to bring a lot more in. But right here, right now, at the end of February, these are not my players. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with players that I wouldn't actually choose. So I don't know what to do with them, because actually they're not my picks. So they'd never be my picks. So I don't really know what to do with them. I think that's what he's saying there. So I don't think it's as dramatic as, oh, he doesn't know what to do, why is he here? Then goes on to say that if we do what we do in training, we are near to winning games like we did in the second half. In this moment, we need to focus day by day. We need to survive this season and then to think ahead. We have so many problems. And again, I think that reiterates my theory that what he's saying is we're better in training. We've just got to focus on that day to day and survive to the summer and then think ahead, because we've got a lot of problems. And that reiterates it again. I think he's basically saying is, look, this is not my team. Some of them might be part of my team, but it's not my team. We're doing what we can with what we've got. We've got to get through it and do the best we can between now and the summer, and then plan ahead, because there's a lot of problems to solve. And I think that's just basically, again, like, what am I supposed to do with this team that isn't my team? I've got to try and get the best out of it day to day, get to the summer, clear some out, clear some in. I think that's what he's saying. And he said, then we go to the game and let the time pass. It's really hard. I don't want to just say the negative part. The second half was so much better in the belief. And in the end, we were near to winning the game. So look, what are your thoughts on that? I think Amorim is basically saying, I'm running out of ideas of what to do, because I don't know what to do with this set of players. All we can do is keep working hard on the training pitch and hope that these players can find some performance that can help us survive until the summer, maybe win a Europa League or an FA Cup and get us back into Europe. But I think, again, it's just honesty. I've seen a lot of people reacting to that wrongly, in my opinion, saying He's basically saying that he can't work, he can't do the job, that he's not up to the job, that he hasn't got any solutions. But I don't think he is saying that. I think he's saying the solutions in the summer, when hopefully he can bring more of his own players in. But for now, what he's saying is, I don't have the answer. If I had the answer, I would give it you, but I don't have the answer to a consistency problem that predates even Ten Hag. I can't solve the problem as to why this team can perform in one game and then not perform in another. I can't solve the problem as to why this team can be terrible for 70 minutes and then nearly win a game in the last 20. If I knew that, I would do it. But I wasn't the manager when they beat Man City at the Etihad from 2-0 down at half-time and then lost to West Brom the next week at Old Trafford, who were getting relegated. That was Jose Mourinho. That was, 8 years ago? So this is a massive problem that he can't solve at the moment. So I think I heard the survival bit yesterday and I was like, no, we can't go into survival mode. But I think what he's actually saying is, he's talking about himself. He's got to survive this season and then rebuild the club in the summer, hopefully with the funds to do that, because he is basically being given a squad that's not his. And why would that squad work when it's not his? Pep Guardiola would need his own players, Jurgen Klopp would need his own players, and Amorim's no different. So I think that's what he's saying. But I do think he is also saying I'm out of ideas as to how to get these players to play from minute one. And I don't mind that. I think agendas will be against him and saying that's a manager admitting defeat. I go back to the chef analogy. It's not admitting defeat, it's being honest. It's like saying, I'm here to cook a lasagna. I've only got bread and beans. I don't know how to make a lasagna out of bread and beans. I could lie to you and say, oh yeah, give me time. But honestly, I'm not here to lie. I can't make a lasagna out of bread and beans. So what I'm going to try and do is make the bloody best beans on toast you've ever tasted. And in the summer, I'm going to get the ingredients and then I'll show you a lasagna. And I think that's all he's doing. He's just saying, I have to get by with what I've got. But if I knew how to make a lasagna out of beans and toast, I would do it. But I don't. And I think that's as simple as it is in my interpretation. Keel says we've got no choice but to go into survival mode. I don't like the term survival mode. I think Amorim's got to survive with what he's got. I don't think we need to go into survival mode, because survival mode, to me, sounds more like Amorim should abandon his system and go to a back four and play long ball and counter-attack. And I don't agree with that. I said to you last week, we're conceding less shots under this system than we did under a back four last year. We're having more possession with this system than we did with a back four last season. Those are two very key components to me. And they are facts, absolute facts. Like, we conceded less shots under Amorim than we did with a back four. We have more possession under Amorim than we did with a back four. So, and we were shit under a back four. So I don't know why people, I don't know why you listen. I don't know why you listen to this. I don't know why you listen to the external shite. Like, this whole let's go to a back four, which is basically what a formation change is, coming from the likes of Savage and Neville and every other person who doesn't think it through. We were shit with a back four. We were conceding loads of chances a year ago. Our manager got sacked by November with a back four. And people are saying we need to go to a back four. We don't need to go to a back four at all. Imagine Harry Maguire in a back four. No, we don't need to go to a back four. We need to stick with what we've got and we need to get better. And that's why I don't like the word survival, because it makes people think about, let's go back to a back four and just grind out results. Well, if you want to grind out results, sack Amorim, bring David Moyes back, play a back four, and just pump it and focus on winning second balls and being good at set pieces. Stick with what we've got, stick with our principles, as Greg Donald says, and let's see what we can do between now and the end of the season. Because, as yet again, said this before the Everton game, we're not getting pumped. We're not. When was the last time we got absolutely hammered by anybody? We're not getting hammered. We're not getting hammered. I agree with Amorim. I think that as bad as we were yesterday, we could have won the game. So if we can just keep improving a little bit and a little bit. And I'm really intrigued to see what happens against Fulham a week today. and Sociedad a week on Thursday. I'm wondering if in the league, looking at that league table is just demoralising. Like, even if we win today, we're still miles off the top half. Whereas in the FA Cup, they've got something to play for. I might be hoping against hope, but I'm hoping that we are in a position where we can be more motivated in the Cup and be more focused in the Cup. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.